Hey Canucks fans, hope you're well on this Saturday afternoon. Some relatively major news to announce here, or at least to comment on. The Canucks announced that they have signed free agent center David Kampf to a one-year, $1.1 million contract. The short version is this is going to help boost their strength down the middle, a position that they're very weak in with the loss of Philip Hito and Teddy Bluger for the last little bit. And big picture, this is a low-risk move and a move that at least gives them a bit more NHL experience. So let's break this down. Patrik Allvin announcing today the club has agreed to terms for David Kampf on a one-year contract, 1.1 AAV. And this is what Allvin said about Kampf. David is a very reliable two-way center who will improve our strength and depth down the middle immediately. He is good in the faceoff dot and a solid penalty killer. Two areas of need we currently have on our team. His hockey IQ is also a big asset, and we believe he'll fit in nicely with our group. If it sounds like he just described another Teddy Bluger, that's the way I'm kind of looking at this. I wouldn't say David Kampf is a second-line center. He might not even be a third-line center on a really good team, but he does bring the Canucks some much-added center depth. And as Allvin mentioned, the two areas that they need help on are in the faceoff dot, and he's pretty good at there, and on the penalty kill, and he's very good there. Some would say that David Kampf's strength is actually on the penalty kill more than at any time 5-on-5. He's just simply not a point producer. So he's 30 years old. This year, he was most recently placed on waivers for the purposes of contract termination by the Toronto Maple Leafs. So at the start of the season, they sent Kampf down to the AHL, to the Marlies, and he only played 4 games and then basically said, I don't want to be here anymore. So that's why he only played those 4 games. And he had 1 point. Last season for the Maple Leafs, he had 59 games and he had 13 points and 14 penalty minutes. So he also had a 51.2 faceoff percentage, and he had 202 of shorthanded time on ice per game, and that was second amongst all Maple Leaf forwards. So the good stats that come from David Kampf, good in the faceoff dot, and a good penalty killing acumen. He's 6'2", 198, so average size. He's not like massive, but he's not small by any by any measure. And he in 536 games between Chicago and Toronto, he's posted 143 points. That's 48 goals, 95 assists for 143 points and 114 penalty minutes. Also 35 playoff games, 7 points and 16 penalty minutes in those 35 playoff games. So over his career, he has a point per game of 0.27. So that's not even a third. That's just over a quarter. Again, very Teddy Bluger-like stats. I'm not just calling him another Teddy Bluger, but he profiles like a Teddy Bluger. Also, he's not. He was undrafted before he started his career back with Chicago in 2017. He actually made the Chicago Blackhawks as an undrafted free agent. He's very consistent. At least he doesn't miss a lot of games. The last 3 full seasons he went 82, 78 games, and his points across his career very, very consistent. 11, 19, 16, 12, 26, 27, 19, and 13. So in his 2 best years with the Maple Leafs in 21, 22 and 22, 23, in both full 82 game seasons, he had 26 points and then 27 points. So that's what he profiles at. There it is. Exactly. That's basically a third, a point every 3 games, as I mentioned, or 0.27, 0.3 points per game. So that's a bit about David Kampf. And once he was actually waived by the Toronto Maple Leafs a few days ago for the purposes of contract termination. So it wasn't anything bad. It wasn't anything nefarious. It's just that as we know, the Maple Leafs acquired a lot of forwards in the offseason, and there was no room for David Kampf on the team. So there were a couple of teams that were rumored to be interested in him, including the Montreal Canadiens, who have all right-handed centers, and David Kampf is a lefty. So it's not like we got him because he was a right-handed center. No, he's actually a lefty. And it's funny, Montreal has all right-handed centers. So they were rumored to be interested in him. The Canucks were also a team to be rumored to be interested in him. I'm not sure about anyone else. So as soon as I saw that he was going on waivers, I thought the Canucks would be interested in him, not because of some dazzling stats, but because indeed of his profile. He can penalty kill, and then he can win faceoffs. Now, you could argue that he's more of a center, natural center, than say someone like Lukas Reichel, who the Canucks traded for a month ago near the start of the season. And Reichel hasn't really done much for the Vancouver Canucks so far. I think he's only got 1 point, and he just simply hasn't been that much of a factor. With this move, you can move Reichel to the wing and have Kampf down the middle. So if Bluger is going to be out for a little while, I could see, the four centers now being PD, Ratu, Kampf, and Sasson, right? And then Reichel now moves to the wing. When Bluger comes back, that probably means Sasson gets moved to the wing, and then your centers then would be something like PD, Ratu, Kampf, and Bluger. And that doesn't even include, of course, Philip Hito, who we hope and pray returns. Well, we pray for his health firstly, but then we hope he returns to the lineup somewhere later in the season. So it'll be interesting to see if Kampf gets in the lineup already tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Vancouver has a full 23-man roster because even guys like Hughes, who have missed a game or two here and there, they don't put them on the IR. So technically, Hughes is on the roster, and I'm not at all suggesting that he's the guy that gets bumped. But when Kemp comes back, presuming there's no other changes, maybe it's Mackenzie McEachran that gets sent back to Abbotsford. And then, of course, that doesn't include Mancini and Lekkerimäki, who were practicing in non-contact jerseys. So we're going to have to make room for... Well, Lekkerimäki went down to Abbotsford, and we'll see if you have to make room for Mancini as well. But we worry about that another day. Right now, the whole point, the whole thought is David Kampf is now a Vancouver Canuck just a few days after getting released by the Toronto Maple Leafs. So Canucks fans, let me know your thoughts. I know this isn't going to save the season per se. I know he might not have the biggest impact when it comes to goals for, scoring goals, but all these little things are very, very important. Shout out to Louis Eriksson. All these little things, including simply winning faceoffs so you have the puck more than you're chasing it. Winning faceoffs so that Elias Pettersson, who's actually done quite well, so he doesn't have to take so many faceoffs per game. Eating up some massive penalty minutes on the penalty kill, especially while Bluger's out, right? We're missing Bluger and Suter, our two best penalty killing forwards from last year, adding Dakota Joshua. Now it means that Garland or PD or Sherwood or someone else just has to kill a few seconds less every single game, and that's going to keep them fresher for more offensive exploits. So you can see like he might not profile as the most prolific scorer, but if he's good in the faceoff dot and if he's good on penalty kill, those two small things are going to help contribute to the team in big ways. So Canucks fans, let me know what you think about the signing. Do you agree with me that it's low risk? I wouldn't say it's high reward, but it's low risk, and it shores up two areas of need for the team. Let me know in the comments below. We'd love to read, react, and reply to your comments as always. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Express Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. Thanks to my legends, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, legendary Swervin Yrvin, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support, and thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe, leave a donation, and most importantly, give me your thoughts on this signing by the Vancouver Canucks. David Kampf, 1 year, $1.1 million. Pretty cheap, so low risk for sure. Next show, 11 p.m. Sunday night. Then my first Clay M Canucks commentary Monday morning at 7:45. Hope to see you at both of them. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.